Oh, am I here? Am I here? Give me a second. Yeah, hi. Oh, congrats to Bach for getting first. Oh damn it, I can see Baymax doing this dance. Yeah, exactly. I think if you can't see Baymax doing this dance, you're living life wrong. That's my take on it. But how are we doing? I can't believe it's Tuesday. The fact that it's Tuesday, that's some wild shit. Like, it feels like a Monday, but that's kind of because I had yesterday off. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. First of all, man, you guys want me to be productive? You guys want me to be productive? You guys want me to be productive? Oh man, it looks like only one person. It looks like it's only one person wished for me to like play the game, but you know that's fine. Okay, where did the coworker go? What the like the coworker that I hate? He didn't do anything egregious today. Not yet. I thought about putting game. Okay, so here's the thing. So we all know. Okay, I have some tea, guys. I have some tea. I'm like already kind of fucking annoyed with this dance thing. I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, you can start like around, like, we know when it's like whenever. And I'm like, no, give me a specific date. Like, I'm not gonna come in until you tell me a specific date. And this is all Sunday, by the way. And they're like, okay, well, you come in like the second week of like July or something like shit like that, or June or something like that. And I was like, and they're like, because I want you to observe the dance class. And I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna not do it. How's that sound? I'm like, mentally, I'm like, I'm not gonna not do it. And then I get a message, and here's the context. She wants, so I'm teaching an adult class, right? These people can be my mother. You know what I mean? These people are just kind of here for exercise and love of the game. These people are not here to be pushed hard. They're here for like exercise and socialization, right? That's chill and pog with me. The director's all like, I got a message and they're like, oh, hi DX. I was thinking about what we were talking about on Sunday after you left. And you know what? I think you need to push the adults. They need to like perform better. And I'm like, bitch, you just spent like 10 to 30 minutes explaining to me how you don't know these adult dancers. You don't know these people. And they're like, yeah, she's like, yeah, it might be like the teacher's perspective that they just kind of want to hang out and exercise. But like, I think they want to be here because they want to perform. And I'm like, bitch, what? I think you told me that you have never met these people really. Like, huh? I'm just like gonna disregard what she says. Like, I'll be so for real. Like, I'm literally just ignoring it because I'm like, if I want my sanity, I'm just gonna simply ignore it. I love when you say bitch. I feel like I didn't say it that sweetly, but I'm glad. I guess I'm happy it came off that way. Apparently, yes, Archer management, my favorite. Yeah, me too. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I've had to deal with it so much at the school. Thanks for the head pats. I do need it for my sanity. Because the thing is, so that she sent it. She sent me this long ass message, and like I could read the long ass message from like my lock screen. I'm like, I'm not gonna give her the. I'm not gonna do it until I have to. So then she pings me today, like, hi, you didn't receive my message. As if like yesterday wasn't a holiday and I would theoretically be hanging out with like family and friends and shit. I mean, like I kind of wasn't, but I also kind of was. But like she didn't know that. She didn't know that. I'm like, girl, like calm down. Like let me do my thing. I told you to give me a date specifically. And you did not give me a date. You gave me like useless feedback for a thing that I haven't done yet. I guess that would be instruction, but at that point, but whatever. So, my friend's mom, the one whose family vacation I famously crashed last year. Yes, hello, Ivory. Hello, Ivory. How you doing? I can't remember if you're based in America, but if you are and you celebrated Memorial Day, I hope you enjoyed the holiday. And don't you hate being a working adult with the Don't you hate being a working adult and like having the long weekend and having to go into to work on Tuesday? Depressing. You're farming in Final Fantasy. Pog. Pop off. I'm glad to be some background noise. So anyway, so if you missed it in the Discord, we had a little vote on whether I be productive or I play a silly little game. TM. I make no comment about my work schedule. I woke up today and I was like, I hate being a working adult. And then like, I don't know, like on my drive down to my workplace, I almost name dropped the location. Holy shit. I was on a lake fishing by 11 a.m. Nice. Bro, for me, I was like on my way like to on the workplace, and like the sun was so bright, and I was also a combination of tired, so I was just squinting, and it was like hard to keep my eyes open with a combination of being tired and the sun in my eye. And I'm like, God damn it, I should have put in contacts today. You know what I mean? Ugh, whatever. Anyways, so what we're doing today, we are gonna get to the arts. However, so my friend's mom messages me today, and like this is the family vacation I crashed. Like this is like my friend's mom, right? Like I crashed their family vacation last year. We all know that story. We all love that story. And she's like, "Hey, can you teach my youngest daughter a solo again? I want it ready before August or September." And I said, you know, she says jump, and I say how high. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm not technically supposed to be starting, like I will absolutely just like start for like this kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like I will, period, at full stop. She needs me to drive her home. Okay, done. Is it out of my way by like 10 minutes? Yeah, but I'll still do it. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. You know what I mean? Especially since like that kid, I do love working with that kid, and she does like dance, but she likes to do dance on her own terms, which I think I give to her in that way. I'm gonna try to really push for the solo that I know that she kind of was eyeing at last time, but shh. So that being said, last time they assigned me a solo. They said, you're gonna teach this kid this solo, and I said, okay, I'm getting paid. All right. This time, the mom messaged me. She was like, yeah, you have any suggestions? And I was like, oh, I'm choosing? And like this needs to be start kind of soon, because like more time in the oven just means better results, right? So we're gonna spend a little bit of time doing that, and you guys get an insight into some of my dance shit. How does that sound? I feel like that's really unusual, but it's kind of like the only way I could blend like my dancer stuff in with like VTubing as a non like physical movement medium. Yeah. So if you're lurking, enjoy the dance music. If you're watching, we get to some real comments ready. You know what I mean? I can actually show you guys what solo she had done before, because the only instruction I was given was quote unquote different. Let me see if I can find it. Da, 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 da. Oh, can I find it? I need to find what the fucking characters are, because I don't remember. I so don't remember. Give me a hot second. I need to like. Yeah, okay. It should be here. I know my shit. Okay. I'm finding it really, really quickly, because I put it up on my personal account, privated, or like I guess like unlisted for like the kid to watch or to use like and like music on like in like practice and shit, right? So I gotta find that. Sure, upload a video. I'm not gonna upload Oh right, it's that one. Duh, obviously. Psh. I knew these characters weren't correct. I knew the second one was absolutely incorrect. I can't remember the first one though. Yeah, okay, here it is. And I am a true software developer. I have like 50 tabs open. And I'm just simply going to be opening more until we find, like, I want to say three or four that I can submit, if that makes sense. So let's switch. Oh, I feel like this is going to be hella interesting. I feel like a lot of y'all haven't seen this. So this is the solo that she did last year that I taught her. It's very stylized classical, I would say. Also, are the volumes okay? Like, we're going to have to be playing around with volumes and shit. Yeah. A bit low in the video. Is that better? Sorry, it's just a little bit quiet. So this is what she did last year. We can go full screen. What's stopping me? And she did well with this. There is limited flexibility and limited technique, but she was able to get that double turn in on like floor that wasn't made for dancers, period. So we're generally looking something different than this. How I'm interpreting that is that we're not going to go for this stylized, more stylized classical dance. I submitted non-classical dances to the mom already. I really hope it's the one that I think it is. Like, I'll show you guys. If I can find it, I'll show you guys someone that I really want her to do, because I think she likes the style, and then she'll just be so good at it. But yeah, okay, so it's classical, there's a circle fan, whatever, right? So the goal is to not be that kind of stylized. Oh, what's this? We'll look at it. New tab. The goal is to not be stylized, that style of classical. I know that y'all can't see how stylized it is, but trust me, bro, it is. And also, to avoid a circle fan, because like if like at an audience point of view, like it's like, oh wow, it's another dance with a circle fan. Yippee, same person. You know? So yeah, this is kind of what we're doing for a little bit. This is a little bit what we're doing. As you can see, I've already pulled up some dances. We're just literally just gonna go through this, and I will talk you through my thoughts on this. We will be skipping around a little bit. I'm curious on what this one is. Oh, we're not doing this already. Sorry, so this is straight sword. We're not doing that. We're not doing it mostly because in the program there's already somebody with like straight sword solo, so like in terms of dance, like we're not gonna go there. Do you have any good suggestions though? What are you? I think that you're gonna be a disappointment. However, I'm still gonna look at you. That looks Mongolian. That doesn't look classical. I mean, maybe not Mongolian, but my point remains that it's not the goal. You look classical enough, perhaps. That's definitely Dai. Pog, we move on. I kind of hate this already. I'll be so for real, but that's just my own personal bias coming in. Like, I just don't like this style of dance, but it's not me who has to dance it. You know what I mean? I think this is like a little bit visually underwhelming. This is probably a disappointment. If I had to take it, what the hell? We're gonna leave that be. That one was confusing to me. That one was very confusing to me. I think this one is definitely gonna get me copyright strike, but we're gonna take a look at it. I think going down this path can only lead to disappointment, so we're probably gonna leave this path alone. This is probably disappointment also. This is probably a group dance. Just judging by the thumbnail. Okay, mostly group dances. Definitely not. Oh, we don't want to use this music again, actually. What's this? Yeah, I was right to be skeptical. Oh, this is not classical. This is absolutely not classical. That's like not. We could do a handkerchief dance. I don't think she has the technique for it though. Wait, no, she actually does have the technique for it. Sorry, this is me thinking out loud. This is the inner process of my IRL job. One of them, I guess. Kind of not seeing a lot of shit. Oh well, we're not gonna touch that. That's gonna be really hard to pull off. We're seeing DX's taste in dance. This is not my taste in dance. I want you guys to. I want to point that out right here, right now. I'm marking it in the. If you want to see my taste in dance, we can look at my taste in dance. Well, music's really quiet in this one. Oh, come on. No, don't do fancy camera shit. I hate it when they do fancy camera shit. It makes it so hard to learn the dance. Like, the options you'll see when we get there are either, like the lowest quality because it's from, like, 10 plus years ago, or it's just, like, fancy camera shit. And you have to just guess. I think this one's just boring. We won't strike it because I do think that a lot of classical is pretty boring, but like that's also just because it's not my style, if you will. To be fair, would you expect from TV recording? I mean, like, listen, I know, like we've learned how to like I've learned how to like just get around from it, but I always prefer these wider shots. It's so much more helpful. Give me a second. I need to fix something. Oh, I started talking. A benefit with this one is that I think the technique is teachable / doable / she already has it. So that's a plus for that one. I just think it's really boring. Group dance. What a disappointment. Disappoint me. Disappoint me harder, how about? I don't know how I feel about this one. We're hanging out. Oh. Okay, the real question is, okay, so theoretically, we're going to be cutting this down, right? Well, let me phrase this. We're cutting this down, period, right? So the question is, actually, what does the end sound like? I'm going to axe that one simply because I don't want to work with it. Okay, here's another one that I am looking at rather seriously. It's just different. And they have like the shoes and stuff that I know that they have the shoes, so like we don't have to like worry about stuff like that. I will want to find a more professional recording of this probably. But this one actually has a fun little story. It's basically this girl gets new shoes and she's like, look at my new shoes, and she's kind of like bad at it, right? And then she takes off her, when no one's looking, she takes off her shoes, has like a grand old time. There's not much of a story, but like, there is one. Oh, this dancer is struggling, actually, and I kind of feel bad. Because I can tell that some of this isn't like intended. I've seen this dance before. Okay, I think this one would be fun. I think the kid would hate it though, that's the thing. Oh, do you want to hear a funny story for this one? When she kicks off her shoes, I had a friend who did this dance. And when I remember this was the dress rehearsal, so when she kicked the shoe, she kicked it at the camera, and in the recording, you can see everyone go, oh, and then she goes, oh, also. It's so funny. And then she was like, no, keep going. Ignore the camera. The camera means nothing to you. And I think they have the costume for this one too already, so they wouldn't have to worry about like ordering, so that's nice. I will absolutely be finding a different recording of this, but like I think this is a contender because this one is simply fun. Exit that one. We said this one was a contender, but it was just boring. Oh yeah, we will be looking at some of these later. I'm not sure if this is the vibe her mom wants. I'll be so real. I think we're gonna veto it simply just like the vibes are not. I don't think that's what the vibes, what the mom wants. I don't know if this is the vibe that mom wants either, but we'll keep it in the running just in case. I really didn't have high hopes for this channel. The channel does have these like more, you will get copyrighted videos. Ooh, what's this? Immediately, I'm intrigued. I don't know about you guys. And it's kind of short already. Oh, hello, flashing. We're gonna not. I don't know. Okay, there's this slow bit. Oh, I know this music. That's why. Yeah. Okay, Pog. Okay. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Oh god, the music's so quiet on this one. This one's pretty inoffensive. They have a lot of fan dances though, like group-wise, which makes me inclined to cut it because there's kind of nothing special. There's this one like Green Fox one that is like quite unique, and I sent that to her, to the mom. Ooh, I hate it when the music, I hate when the drum kicks in. I'll be real. But we're cutting that one simply because they have a lot of other fan group dances. This was also stylized classical, but it's different. I'm also trying to keep in mind. This is what I mean by it's like like ass quality. Oh, I was watching this one earlier today. How do I feel about this one? She could theoretically do that. She could theoretically do that. She said it once before. Who's to say she can't do it again? Oh, well, okay. I don't know about that one. Okay, it kind of just dies then. Pog. Super pog. Very pog. Okay, I'll be real. I think I found the one, surprisingly. Hold on. We will just do a little bit of exploring in hopes that the YouTube sidebar will take us to where we want to get. This one has a soloist, right? So theoretically, I know it's like there's like a reason, but like, hold on. Because it's been done before where group dance have been adapted into a solo. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save this one not for the solo, but I will be teaching a group class eventually. So, however, therefore, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to find there's a clean starting point at this point. Sorry, I'm like invested in this one. Like this one's good. Like I might even just learn that combo for the love of the game at that point. You know what I mean? I wish there was a smoother way into this, to that really cool bit. Like that's so, oh god, it's just so cool. Damn, she got 3 now? Oh, this one's, guys, this one's super cool. What? The legendary boomerang throw? Oh, I would have to train the kids so hard in that, but I think this would be like a good New Year's one, you know what I mean? Oh my god, we're so saving this one. This one's so cool. I don't know if you guys understand how cool this is. Like, oh, I will have to figure out some of this technique too, and I'm excited for that. Like, it's so cool. Like, Like they are not spinning it. They are tossing it horizontally, which is wild. It's wild. Like you usually like you spin it. You don't toss it horizontally. That's insane. Like what do you mean you're tossing it horizontally? Oh my god. Like this is also like some of this is just so classic. It's just so classic. Oh, that would be like a good place to like end it because we don't chop off that bit and then just kind of finding a place to start it at. Sorry, I'm just really locked in on this one. I don't know why. Like my brain is going. Okay, the cross arm, that's wild but doable. What if... Oh, we've been going backwards. Whoops. That starts at like 108-ish to like 108 to like about 5:30. Okay, we would have to cut it down more, and that could be a problem for later. Absolutely. Like I would want to get rid of more of this beginning bit if I'm being real. I got it. Okay. Cut the music, but take choreography from somewhere else. Easiest solution, easiest answer of my life. Anyways, you want to see the one that I really want her to? I really want this kid to do. I'm gonna send it to myself because I for the life of me do not remember what the name of it's called. Oh, maybe go to Messenger. Yeah. Sorry, I need to look. Yeah. Oh, so I guess I will be starting this. Okay, so let me find the one I really want her to start because it's just so good. It's so good, and it fits her. This is something that she wants to do, and she like does the style well, or she does like the more common version of the style really well. This is a more like specialized version of like this style, if that makes sense. I'm gonna say reply to the mom real quickly. I think that redacted. Not after type redacted though. Really well with this one. So options. Sorry. Okay. Let me send this to myself now. Open my mail. Pog. Paste from Whoops. Send that. Yes. Go back to VTube Studio. Haha, I'm back. I can move. Okay, let me show you guys this dance in a way that doesn't immediately dox my personal email. And by that, I mean I'm just using a different window and copying and pasting the link. Easy. Switch to my non-personal email, Pog. How? Oh, I see. Pog. Oh, did I send it? Did I send it right? I'm just gonna send it again. But send it right this time. Sorry, it's a little bit chaotic. Paste. Send. Again. Oh, it just took a second. It's okay. Okay. Copy. And now we get to see what I mean by like doo-doo quality. By truly doo-doo quality. When did this video come out, actually? 16 years ago. So it makes sense that we're working with doo-doo quality. When was, how long ago? Not how long ago, but what year was 16 years ago? Because, oh my god. Minus 10, 2015, 2010. Like what, 2009? No, that doesn't sound right. I think I did the math wrong immediately. So this is a style called dye, like D-A-I, not D-I-E. You know what I mean? And this is like I would say a less common. Okay, within dye there are like different types, and I would say so. There are like I guess like 3 types, if you will. There's like the really pretty classic dye style. There's specifically the peacock variety. There is like apparently like there's like cultural like reasonings for that one. Music's kind of quiet again also, but I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's just because. Anyways, peacock variety, and apparently it's like someone's found like a white peacock in the wild, and then it's something wild like that, and I don't remember the full story, but there's a reason why there's like I would say for a Chinese dancer, like doing a peacock dance is almost like a rite of passage, a rite of like you are peaking right now, kind of, because it's very hard. There's a lot of like very subtle movements. But yeah, like, so there's that, and then there's like these like kind of like there's this style of dye, which I think is a lot more fun than the more classical style of dye. And I mean I've never tried peacock before, but it's trust me guys, it is hard. But yeah, so I think that she would do this kid would do really well with this dance. Obviously, you know, like 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. You guys can't tell, but this dance is almost 6 minutes. I can like actually not go full screen. You can see. But like, you know, it's an almost 6 minute dance, and like that's like pretty long. So we will find a way to cut it. Another thing just to kind of know about Chinese dance, I feel like there's almost like always like 3 sections, if you will, right? There's the opening like 3 to 4 sections, if you will. There's like the beginning, opening, really slow version, like kind of section, like it's like an intro, right? And then there's like the first big section. There's a slow breathing section usually in between, and then like everything goes really hard at the end, and then sometimes it's like I guess like a 5th section sometimes to like close it, you know, like, and it's kind of like, but it really depends. But that's kind of like the structure that it takes, if you will. So earlier when I'm like, oh, like skipping to the end a lot, it's because like I'm trying to figure out what the structure is on this one, right? Like, I'm trying to see if I actually have a really good example to show you guys what I'm talking about. This one kind of doesn't have that slow bit. It's kind of like, but like again, this is like Dai, so I feel like it's a little bit different. But classical dance definitely has like this kind of like structure, I would say. Anyways, so I think the kid teacher would do really well with this one. But like, there's, oh, am I in Chinese keyboard? No. For this one, for example, super classic. Let's see if I can find this specific one. Because it is such a common name. It's this one, but it's not this. It's not this. I want to show you guys the crappy quality version. There it is. Okay. This is like our slow intro, right? This one doesn't have a breathing section in between. It's kind of a bad example, but like this does show what I'm talking about, like intro outro situation, if you will. So there's this little slow bit, whatever. Here's like the meat of the first section, if you will. And like that movement is something that kind of comes back a lot, I would say, in this dance. This like figure 8 that you're making with like the scarf, if you will. But this is I guess this is the middle section, right? It's like this scene is actually was really fun to do. I want to teach the kids this at some point, but like we'll see. Okay, so we kind of get it, right? This is like I think the more playful section of it. And believe it or not, despite the fact that this music upcoming is like pretty different, I would say, from like the last bit, I would still consider this bit like part of like the last section, if you will. It's like it has that same playful energy. Here's like kind of like the next section of it, if you will. Like I don't know, I don't know like how to describe it really well. It's kind of like just like a structure that you figure out once you like are doing this style for like a really long time. Right. Anyways, here's like when it starts to go like hard, if you will. Yeah, like the clouds come out, right? I would say this is like the peak of the dance, if you will, right? There are the clouds right there. By the way, like the English name of this dance is like colorful clouds chasing the moon or something, right? So like this makes sense, right? The clouds are right there, peak of the dance, right? And then there's like the outro where it just kind of like everything slows down a little bit again. But yeah. I do love this dance. This dance is quite fun. What's another one that I feel like is maybe a better example? Like, I'm trying to think of like the go-tos. You know what I mean? None of these. I'm like recognizing some of these, but they aren't really. Okay, here's like a really good example of beginning breathing goes hard. I love this dance with like all my heart, by the way. Like, this one has a very special place in my heart for so many reasons. Like, this is like, I would say this is the epitome of Chinese dance in the way that it's building on pre-existing culture and pre-existing things, but making something new out of it. Like, I don't know. I just think it's this dance is just so cool for so many reasons. Oh, and with words I can't explain. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so whatever, right? There's this bit. This is the first bit. Let's get to the second bit. We're kind of at the edge of the first bit. And here's the breathing bit. I'm having a hard time balancing the audio simply because all the videos are so wildly different. Whatever, right? And then we get to the end of the breathing section. And I truly mean breathing section because this is like very classic dance breathing, if that makes sense. And this is a bit where everything starts, the climax of the dance, where it starts to go really hard. Like, I know that looks kind of lame, but it's very cool. Anyways, so they do this little walking bit, they do a little roll off, and then it actually, like it's so good. And the thing that makes this dance like super cool is that like, oh, in this bit over here, they are using choreography from a different dance, right? And then music, if you're familiar with Chinese dance, you know what tago is. This is that melody. So they're using essentially like a stylized version of that dance, and they're like kind of mashing it with this other dance that already exists, and it's equally iconic. And you kind of get that more in like the visuals of that other dance that's not tago. It's like Tai Wei or something. I don't remember what the name is. And then this bit is like taking choreography from Tai Wei, the other dance, and it's like, it's so cool. Like, you don't get this a lot in Chinese dance. Like, it's like, you know, this is built off of like, you know, history and like the tradition, right? But like, it's more in the sense of like, okay, we're doing Tao Yao again. Okay, Pog, let's do it again. And that's by the way, that one I believe is, I don't remember the character for that one. Oh, that's Tai Wei, by the way. That's this one. This is the one that we're referring to. This one is done a lot. I think the English is called like Peach Fairies. But like in Chinese dance, right? So like say we're doing Tao Yao again, and we're and like what that means is that we will be changing some of the like, we would change some of the choreography that are more technique based to like fit the dancers more. So that's what it means by like, oh, we make something new out of something that already exists. Let me see if I can find the part where I'm really thinking about. This bit, right? This is kind of like whatever, right? Like that's a bit where you would show off some technique, right? And in which case you would be like, oh, well, you're good at this one technique, right? So you're going to do that technique for like 4 count, whatever, right? Whatever, right? But like, what's really cool with the other dance that I showed you guys is that like, that's like baked into the dance. Like that like, I don't know. I think it's really cool, and I don't think anybody else cares. Should we get to the thing that y'all voted on against my will? Should we get to the thing that you guys voted on? Anyways, I'm gonna flip back to chatting really quickly. I'm going to not exit this. I'm gonna find the ones that we saved for sure. Hold on. Hit the collection. Exit. 1, 2. Yes. Okay, Pog. All right. Arts time. TM. So the thing is, I'm gonna grab my thing from the corner. I'm gonna put myself on for the quickest, be right back so I can get some water too. I'm back. Fuck, I'm not back. Give me. There's a story to reason why I thought I had the connector. Man. I thought I had the connector. My sister was like, "Oh, like let's like watch like TikToks and like on the projector," and I was like, "Okay." So like, I had the connector on the other side of the room by the projector. Okay, we're plugging this in, and then I forgot to plug this in because usually all this shit is just plugged in already. Yeah, and then we test it. Simply, we test it. Studio mode. Boom. This one. Boom. Ideally. Capture card? Maybe? Yeah, sure. Try that one. Yes! Yeah. We did it. Hooray. Get out of studio mode. Yippee! Okay. So, let me explain what we're doing here besides art/general. One is the category updated on your guys' end? I thought I did it on break, but it looks like it didn't change. But again, OBS is weird like that sometimes. 2, we all remember back in February the game show I hosted with some of our favorites, Inkley, Abels, Mito, Crady, right? So I have edited that video. But for some of the assets, I wanted to like, we need but it's and DX. That's a good emo idea. I'm so writing that down because we do have an extra like static. We have like an extra like static emote slot that I haven't filled yet because I don't know what to do for it. Yeah. Emote. A yaw emote would be so good. I don't know what that would look like, but that is a 10 out of 10 idea. I'm gonna change the playlist. This is a really short playlist. I would love that in the following months replacing, huh? Okay. That works. That works too. I'm not attached to anything being specifically one way or another. We could do that. Your emo replace. Huh. Let me see if I can find the vibes TM. Yeah, this is the absolute vibes. It's like more chill vibes, which is kind of what we want. I am. Boom, boom. No, of course that wouldn't work. Turn it off. Turn it, flip it, turn it here. Yeah, we did it. Okay, so anyways, the collab. So for some of the ones I like had a very clear vision for the answers. I was like, I'm gonna put like a little like PNG or sometimes GIF depending on what it is. On the screen when they're talking about their answer. Obviously this is for like the beginning parts. So when I was in Houston, TM, I did draw this. Let me move. I wonder if it will do it. TM. What we saw. There we go. Here we are, right? I don't remember who answered Fampy, but Fampy as a villager, because the question was who would fit in as a Animal Crossing in the Animal Crossing. And I do have others, right? I've been like, kind of working on, right? But I want to work on these because I'm most confident on these right now. And the sooner that we can get it done, the faster we can, you know. So, oh, where am I? Who am I? So yeah, that's kind of what we're gonna do now. And so the funny thing is, I was okay. So the Minecraft server, right? Of the new people that I have met, I have talked to Ryusei a lot, like, or like more. I guess like okay. Let me rephrase this. Like of the people I have met, like via server, like I would say Snake, Devi, and Ryusei are like the like three I'm like the most comfortable with. Like if I'm on late at night and I figured out something about some abomination, don't worry, I'll show you guys the abomination on Thursday. But if I figured out some sort of like, oh hello, there we go. But if I figured out some sort of abomination or any unlocking the power of the Minecraft mods, I go to Yap with Devi and Snake when they're just kind of like at their base. um, and hold on. I'm trying this like I saw this like thing on like Twitter, like the one time I opened Twitter, and it was like advice on line art, and I was like, I will try that. So I'm trying that line that like thin line art for this, and I'm gonna see how it works out. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it though. However, so that's why we're trying. That's why we're trying a new thing, TM. Um. Oh, you miss an hour. How long is it today? I don't know. We're gonna try to get Fancy Villager done, and I could show you guys the other ones that I'm really unhappy with. Tinkaton Villager. I'm really unhappy with Tinkaton Villager. There wasn't really a good reference for Tinkaton Villager. I couldn't like conjure up in my mind either. So, R.I.P. Tinkaton Villager. It's gonna look a little bit awkward, but I think it works well enough. But you only missed me looking at dances and some that nerdy side coming out. Otherwise, you know, we're here for we kind of just started art. Hold on, we're gonna finish this. Oh yeah, so and like the thing is, I've gotten into a habit on the Minecraft server that like if like Snake and Devi are like out adventuring, or if they're like building something, or they're not online, then I don't want to bother them. I will leave them like a note, like with using signs. If you were in Snake's stream yesterday, and I know Snake was having some hella tech issues, yesterday, but this is like the one that like he ended up like ending on. This was like the stable one. You will see that I left him a note about some of the abominations on the server. um, so that's like kind of how I've been communicating. So like I don't know where I was going with the little notes thing. But yeah, so the funny thing is, so I was talking to Ryusei last night, or like yesterday, or like the other day, at some point, right? And like I don't know, we were just like yapping about something, and because like one thing that's like will be very obvious if you're looking at like the roster for hags is that I am absolutely on like this like small end. Like I wouldn't dare say I'm the smallest simply because I don't know what people's numbers are, because I kind of don't care, but I'm definitely on like that end. Not that I'm upset about it, but like as a result, I think Ryusei was like it was kind of just like asking me questions about like what I do just in terms of stream, you know what I mean? Not in a rude way, just like a you know? Like I don't know. Like I guess there isn't like hella like records in the same way, right? I don't know. Whatever. And like they found out that I sometimes I emphasize on the sometimes once in the blue moon. Like I don't remember when the last time we even did art. And I was like talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, I don't really like to do art on stream because I like to watch like my TV shows and doodle at the same time and then not talk. But and this was like yesterday before I was at work, and I was like, I do need to get stuff done. But yeah, I guess this gives me more time to play around in Metopia to figure out what my guy TM is supposed to look like. But like whatever, because right now she looks like okay. She's a little bit wonky. She's just a little bit wonky. The me editor with the makeup and shit for Metopia is like, if you haven't seen it before, it's like wild. Have I thought about adding I have thought about it. I simply haven't because lazy. You know what I mean? Like it's like been like a thing on my mind. But like, so here's the thing, right? If you are a follower of the VODs channel, you will notice that we haven't uploaded a VOD in like a really long time. And that would be because I was encountering this like encoding issue, this like some quirk, something happening where it's like my longer VODs were just like being randomly cut off, and it was really confusing and really frustrating. Oh shit. Okay, let me do this really quickly then. But I fixed it, and so I've been like putting a lot of like effort into like doing that. Hold on, I'm gonna give authorization really quickly. But yeah, so I did fix it, but like I'm just in the process of just like uploading everything right now. It's been like wild. Okay, Bach, you're added. I can add entity 2 because y'all are both equally mods. Underscore. Hello? Do I have to access the console? What do you mean there was a 404? I can't even fix that. What do you mean 404 not found? Disagree. Okay, it's not letting me add entity. That's really annoying, actually. Hold on, I'm gonna straight copy and paste, even though I know I got it word for word and nothing changed. Okay, entity, I'm sorry, but it hates you. And for why, I don't know. But that's Pog. This seems like an actor stream thing to fix. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, so like, I don't know, at work I was thinking about all the things I need to get done like at work, and then my mind very quickly wandered over to like all the stream stuff I need to get done. And I knew that like that this was like obviously one of them. Hence I put the poll up for 8 hours partially so that I can go and check the poll and look at how many more hours of work I had. That's why the poll was so long, by the way. The poll was long simply so that I didn't have to do the math. But, okay, so here's the tea, though. Here's the tea. My boss is out of town. A nice town. Yeah, exactly. So my boss is out of town for like tomorrow. And I know the other guy is absolutely not coming into the office. Which means it's just me and the guy that I hate in the office tomorrow. And I'm like, man, I hate everyone. But it's fine. I get to take... I do Fridays from home now, which is more bearable, I guess. Like, does that mean that I miss the apparent birthday celebrations, the monthly birthday celebrations? Yes, but I also don't really know anybody in the office, so I don't feel bad about that. Yeah. Anyways. Anyways, I missed a chat earlier and I meant to answer it. Okay, Mr. Pally, also hi. What is Metopia? Metopia is, are you familiar with the title called Tomodachi Life? And if not, are you familiar with Mies, generally speaking? Because it's basically just like I guess it's like an RPG where you just like insert your characters, or it could be like pre-made characters. Like I've preloaded a whole bunch of characters. I've preloaded a whole bunch of guys TM for our playthrough eventually, whenever that will happen. But yeah, that's a lot of no. Okay, Mii's are like, they're like the avatars from like they're like the avatars of like the Wii console. Yeah. Oh, I think my head is absolutely blocking that. Hold on, time to move. No, I don't know how to move me. I'm gonna move chat instead. How does that sound? Or I can move me this way. No. Pog. Pog. Very pog. Maybe it just takes a hot second. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I've never used this before. Part of it, which is me like not doing it, wasn't because I didn't want to. It was also just partially because I think my stream chat needs to be refreshed. All right. All right, there we go. Clean slate. Yo, we did it. Yippee. Now that's one less video I have to watch, and that's something I tick off. Thank you, Bach, for doing that. I appreciate very much. What does Bun Chat look like? Huh, it might have just been Bun Chat. Global show up but not the channel emotes. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh yeah, so anyways, Mii's are just like the... Yeah, for sure. I will be looking into it. I don't know how quickly it'll get done, but I will be looking into it after stream for sure. But yeah, no, so the Mii's are just like, they're like, I don't know, they're just like silly little guys. I like, you know, so like it's just, so Miitopia is RPG with like very like, I would say like flexible customization. And I've been looking into it for a long time simply because I want to play with the customization, but you know. Mr. Pally, I'm looking at your chat. Quote, it would be a good way to get closer to the guy you hate. No, thank you. That's a no, thank you. Respectfully, that's a no, thank you. Respectfully, whenever he talks, my brain says don't talk to me. Leave me alone, don't talk to me. Unless it's work related, unless it means that something is gonna like be immediately affected negatively if I do not immediately take action and listen to you, don't talk to me. That's the only way that the two of us can coexist, in my opinion. Because like one thing I have learned, I don't know if he knows I hate him. I don't know if he does. I usually just keep my head down and do my work. But like, so one thing that I'm like, oh, okay, whenever I enter the office, I need to like figure out my headphone situation quite quickly because he will drink his tea like hold on. Like that, even at like when we get to the bottom of the cup, when like the tea isn't like hot anymore. I mean the tea's like room temperature. Why are we slurping like that? My brain does not like those noises. And that's just kind of a pet peeve. But like I think the worst one that like It's like, okay, so we all eat at like at our desk essentially. We kind of like the job is such that like we are reliant, like that other people are reliant on us getting stuff done like very quickly. Like if something goes down, it's our job to fix it, kind of thing, or to see what's going into it. So which is why we like, it's not often that we like, you know, like we can take an hour lunch break, but like I prefer to like be near my computer just in case something bad happens, right? That's kind of like all of our mindsets. And okay, and generally speaking, I would not consider like fast food like loud, if that makes sense, right? Like I would consider soup fairly loud because you get that same like problem, right? But like I wouldn't say that with a burger, right? Or like chicken nuggets, right? Or KFC. You know what I mean? Bro manages to make fast food into the grossest ASMR against my will like bullshit from across the office, from across the room. It's insane. I'm like, man, I'm like, my guy. Does he do it on purpose? I hope he does not. I hope he does not. I don't know. He just like sings randomly in the office quite a lot, and I'm like, my guy. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just annoying to deal with. But I don't think it's like anything like report to HR over necessarily. I just kind of suck it up until I my breaking point, I suppose. I don't know. Sometimes I kind of hate working in the office, but it's fine. One thing that I wish I could bring, and I could, I just like don't want to per se, simply because after the whole pen fiasco, I just like don't trust this dude, right? Like, I would bring in, yeah, like you bro stole my pen, and then I stole it back, and then like when I was away in Houston, bro like got rid of it, broke it. Who fucking knows? It's not there anymore. So like I would bring in one of my mechanical keyboards, simply because it's like the one that I use is like it's like the one that I prefer to use for work when I use at home, and I'm working from home. Yeah, exactly. But like, so like I don't know like what's happening, but like with the pen, but like I would not trust like my personal things just like hang out in the office, and when I wouldn't want necessarily want to like bring my keyboard like back and forth with the computer. So like I wouldn't. So like I'm not bringing in like a mechanical keyboard, the one I have, like one of the ones I have. Yeah. But like I would like to, because the membrane keyboard that we have, like it's like standard membrane keyboard. It's just so ass. Like the way that some keys are just simply more resistant than others. The way that they're all just so freaking loud. Like, man. Like my ergonomic one, silent keys, it doesn't hurt my wrist, you know? I don't bring anything. I don't bring none of my personal stuff into work anyhow. Sticky fingers are everywhere. Yeah, that's true. This is true. Luckily, like the pens that I do have, like my personal pens, they are quite visually distinct. And I also don't leave them out. Like I have like one that's like says like Kyunghee University, and it's like it's like in Korean, like on like the end, like it's like fairly like distinct, right? This like you're not gonna find random Kyunghee University pens, mostly because Kyunghee University is, or Kyunghee Daehak is like, it's a Korean university, like it's distinct. Um, sorry, I'm glad we're getting this done. I would steal to have my collection of unique pens. Oh man. It's like, like for a university, I got this pen for free. It could have been crappier. This pen absolutely could be crappier. But it's like a 5.0 ballpoint pen, and it's like a tri-bullet. It's so nice. For like a cheap, I got this for free pen. You know what I mean? I will say, like when I was in Korea, bro, stationery shops. They were so nice just to go in and like look at, if that makes sense. And sometimes purchase stuff, depending on if I needed it. I will say, when I was in Korea like 6 years ago, but when I was in Korea, I spent most of my money on food. I'll be so for real. Because like I don't think I like budgeted like super intensely for Korea, because it was like a school program, and like I did get a partial scholarship. And what says it was a school program, there were some like things that were paid for, like breakfast and dinner were paid for, and then sometimes we would get like field trips and have like special meals that would be like wildly expensive, but we got it, like it was like already like prepaid with like everything that we kind of did for the trip, right? So like not bad. Oh, so he knew it was yours, knew you could distinguish it was yours, and stole it. He didn't steal my Kyunghee University pen. He just like, it was like just like an office pen, but it was like one of like the nicer office pens. Like, and I'm just like, I don't know why. Like, he had like walk. Whatever. I'm gonna let it go. I'm actually not gonna let it go. But like, if I think about it right now, I'm just gonna get angry all over again. Yeah. I don't know. It's just annoying, man. It's just annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like nothing post pen thing has really been like anything like new, you know, if that makes sense. Like the eating thing, that's been a problem since like day one. The tea drinking thing, that's been a problem since like week one. I'll be right back getting a drink. All right, you hydrate, man. Oh, I'm so afraid. Oh, can I complain again about this dance gig again? Can I complain again? I get this message and it says, quote, I want you to co-teach with the current dance teacher for the adult class starting like in a couple weeks, essentially, or I guess in a month, because I need the adult students to have more time to get used to you. And I'm like, bitch, like, come on. Like, they're adults. I'm sure they don't give a fuck, if that makes sense. Like, I'm so annoyed by this situation. I'm so annoyed by this situation. I'm so annoyed by the situation. It's so ridiculous. Like when we were talking on Sunday, again, like my friend's mom was in this meeting with me, and every time my friend's mom is in a meeting with the director, I'm with me. I think thank the good Lord in heaven. You know what I mean? Like thank God. Like because I don't think I could survive on my own like that. And this is when she first started with, oh, I don't really know the adult class. One follow up with, I think you need to push them harder. She said that like kind of to my face, and as well as in a text message, and like, you know, I, an adult, and my friend's mom, also an adult, were like, These people aren't here to like be pushed harder. These people like have a job and have families. They're doing this strictly for fun and can leave whenever they want. It is in your best interest to want to keep these people. Most of these people are just here for the exercise. Most of these people don't want to perform. They're just here to vibe and hang out. Like, what does it matter to you? Because, like, one, adults really aren't your target demographic. Two, I don't know, man. I just get frustrated. I get frustrated. I'll be real. I really do not know how long I will last with this side gig. Like every time I'm reminded of like the BS that has occurred this weekend. I think my time, the amount of time I'm willing to dedicate is like less and less. Hold on, let me fix this line. Is that my other job? Yep. It's the one that will be starting soon-ish. TM. I don't know. I think the kids I worked with before, like, they're pretty excited, but, like, I think the adults, like, genuinely just don't care. And then, you know what? Like, good for them. I also would not care. Like, I don't know. I think it's, this whole thing. Because, like to some degree, like, I don't regret, per se, saying, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Especially since I have so many, like, stipulations on it. But, like, I don't know. Yeah. To recent, is this the one? Yeah. Was it a passion thing or semester? It's kind of both. Like, I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Like, I would consider myself a dancer before anything else. Like, for example, like, I know, like, some people would consider themselves, like for example, an artist before they would consider themselves, like, a VTuber, whatever, right? I am that way, except with dance. I consider myself a dancer first, anything else second, artist last. I say that while I'm doing the doodles, but whatever. Like, so, like, a little bit both. Like, because I do genuinely love dancing, and I have been kind of missing it in the time that I haven't like been doing it. But also, like, I don't know. I think I just need to. I think I simply just need to move out of the state. Like, that's gonna be like the cleanest break for me. Because, like, okay, so you know like how some people just like simply do not practice internet safety. Generally speaking, example, having your business email have your first, middle, and last name, the full govy on there, right? That's the definition of my dad, except it's worse. He posts his shit to Facebook without like about my personal life and my sister's personal life without like asking us. It's like so frustrating. And he's like friends with like creeps and weirdos too, like on Facebook. He doesn't even know these people. You know what I mean? Like, we at some point started to get like, me and my sister started to get like messages from like rando creeps, like that were allegedly mutuals with my dad, but my dad didn't really know who they were. And I was just like, are you kidding me? So, like, my dad will blab if, like, I'm still in the state. No, it gets worse. He'll be like, flying to Chicago, American flight, blah, 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 blah. Our house is also at this address. It's like, what are you doing? Like, whatever. And, like, my sister and I get very mad at him, but my sister and I are very different in the way that we express our anger. Like, for example, I simply just will not talk to my dad. And then I will discreetly go in and delete the shit. My sister will yell at him over the phone. Like, demand that he, like, take it down or not do whatever, right? Like, and it's, like, insane. Like, because he'll be like, oh, my youngest daughter, insert name here, and here's a photo of what she looks like, is going to school here. Wow, empty nesters now. It's like, what are you doing? And it's like, again, it's like very classic, like, boomer energy on Facebook, I would say. But, like, the problem isn't just that he's like it's not that he's sharing this to, like, people that we all know, right? And she's sharing it to, like, randos essentially too. So, like, anyways, I'm not gonna get into it too much, but, like, that's kind of the reason why, like, I know I will never be free of this school until, like, I, like, leave the state. Because partially is that my dad is still, like, on good terms with, like, all the people who run this, like, dance martial arts school. And if asked directly, despite being told, don't tell them about XYZ, he will just tell them if asked directly. Like, it's ridiculous. As a result, I would say that I simply just did not tell my dad things, not to hide it, but so that it wouldn't be blasted all over the internet. It's like it's not even just a sense of self-preservation. Like, it's like, sometimes it just feels like he's throwing all of us under the bus with him too, which is, like, the frustrating part. Because, like, I guess if he were just throwing himself under the boat, like, that's one thing, right? But he's throwing everybody under the bus with him. Like, it's ridiculous. We're gonna flip it back. We're just gonna, so that I can see what color it is. Where the borders are. But yeah, no, it's just a little bit frustrating. Now because the family together, like, doxing together. But we're not even doxing together. It's just my father. It's just one dude. It's one dude with the power of the internet. Okay. But speaking of my father. So I went to my dad's got, like, really into, like, just, like, watching movies, just generally speaking. Like, I don't know. But, like, you know, the live action Lilo and Stitch came out, like, Friday, right? My dad really wanted to go see it. So we went to go see it, like, Sunday. And I know that people have very strong opinions about the live actions. But personally, hear me out. I don't think this one was that bad. I was watching a review earlier today, and I was like, God damn, this guy hates this film. This guy hates this film, and, like, it felt like that video felt like it was done more so out of, like, passion than I was, like, out of, like, logic. Like, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I don't think that The Lion King is that good. Like, I don't think the quote unquote live action Lion King is that good. Like, I think they auto-tuned, like, young Simba to, like, the wrong note in I just can't wait to be king, whatever, right? Also, like, who is singing? Who is singing Spirit? Who is singing Spirit? It's not Nala. It's just disembodied voice Beyonce. Like, by definition, like, musicals don't work like that, my guy. You know what I mean? Or, like, here's another one. Live action Mulan 2020. The most boring movie I have ever watched. Not because there's no songs, not because I just don't give a shit about anybody. Like, did they change? Did they change they changed like to make it more realistic, and then they're running on the walls. Like, that part doesn't bother me so much per se, because like that's a very like classic like wuxia like move, I would say. Like that part didn't bother me. I found that part kind of fun actually, but it was just like what am I watching, man? Like, what am I watching? You know what I mean? I didn't really feel anything when I was watching it, if that makes sense. I just didn't feel anything watching the live action Mulan. And I've tried watching it like a good few times. I watched it once sober, and then I got drunk one time, and then I watched it, and I still felt nothing. Like, I think it was maybe a good idea to leave out Mushu, hear me out, but like, if they want to stay more like faithful to like the legend or whatever, right? Like, I'm not like upset with the concept of that, if that makes sense. I think for me, it was just that like, it was just more of like a, guys, what are we doing? This is like the most boring movie I've watched in like such a long time. Like, because I did like, I guess like some of the visuals, emphasis on some. Like, I thought some of the score was fun. And I think that's where my positive opinions stop. Like, I don't care for the scene where all the guys are like quoting a girl worth fighting for, but it's people that I really don't care about. You know what I mean? I don't know half of these guys' names. I only know that Cricket is here because that's like supposed to be like a wink wonk to the audience. You know what I mean? Like, or like a lot of these like Renaissance Disney films, right? Very much take from like musical theater, right? The whole idea of like, you feel so much emotion, right? Like, you talk until you sing, and then you sing until you dance, and that's supposed to like be like a ramp up of emotions, right? 16 going on 17, maybe one of the worst songs in Sound of Music, is a perfect example of that, where they start off talking, then they start singing, and then they start dancing, and then it ends, right? Like, it's very classic musical theater, and a lot of that is like those kind of like fundamentals are like baked into like the Disney Renaissance films, right? So when they have like disembodied Beyonce singing Spirit, it's a banger song, do not get me wrong, but it's like, that's breaking like musical theater law, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not a huge musical theater like nerd, you know what I mean? Like, I just find it like fascinating, right? Or like, so then the live action Aladdin, for example, Jasmine has this like the new Jasmine song where she's just like, I don't know, singing in the pocket dimension or something. Like, I don't know. It's really like a huh? Like, what's happening? That was a huh, what's happening? Yeah, it's like when like Jasmine's being like taken away, and then she's like no, stop, and then time freezes, and she has this whole ass song, and then she like time resumes. Like, it's like so stupid. It's so silly. And I don't think this song sounds bad, but like in context, right? Like, it's like, what's happening? Like, I think they did what's it, A Friend Like Me. That was a lot. Again, nothing's gonna obviously compare to like the original. However, I think that one is a much more classic, where there is like, there's a purpose to what's happening, if that makes sense. Like, people are like, the genie and Aladdin, like, they have a moment where they sing until they can't sing anymore and they start dancing. Like, that's at least that's there. Is it more or less a shot-for-shot remake, or like including shit that they wanted to include in the original but didn't? Like, yeah, like we are creatively bankrupt at the end of the day, but like at least it's like theoretically following the rules instead of like adding new shit that like breaks all the rules. Like, I think the only one that doesn't overtly break these rules is maybe live action Little Mermaid, if I recall correctly. Like, it's like the Aquafina Scuttlebutt song, like, maybe one of the worst things that my ears have had to listen to. Like, yeah, but, like, I don't know. At least it's not a disembodied voice singing. I wasn't a big fan of it either, and then I watched a really long YouTube video by Sideways about it, and I was like, oh no, the Little Mermaid, that's actually Pog. Because The Little Mermaid was the thing, was the movie to set Disney back into to set off the Disney Renaissance era, if you will. And like, oh, I forgot his leg. And like knowing that knowledge and why that worked is very cool to me. That made me just like I don't know. It unlocked. I like learning about like musical theory and musical shit, right? Like I just find it so fascinating. So that brings me around. I have not watched Snow White live action. I don't have intentions to watch Snow White live action simply because, like, listen, I think Rachel Zegler can sing. I watched her in Songbirds and Sparrows and Snake, and was it awkward when she just started belting out at the reaping, like a cappella? Like, yeah, but I don't think that's Rachel Zegler's fault. Like, she can sing, don't get me wrong, right? And, like, we can talk about her choices that she's made in and out of interviews, right? But, like, whatever. I think that, like, one, they did Rachel Zegler really dirty with the haircut for Snow White. Two, I think that in specifically her Snow White interviews, she comes across as, like, very not media trained, very unlikable, which is kind of crazy because like for Songbirds and for Songbirds of Ballads of Songbirds and Snake, she like came off as like regular human who knows how to like answer questions normally. You know what I mean? Lord Farquhar. Exactly. They just did her dirty with the haircut. They did her so dirty with the haircut. Like they like. And then I guess there's apparently drama going on with like whoever plays the evil queen and Rachel Zegler, like because of whatever. Like I'm not even gonna get into it, but like whatever, right? Like honestly, if Rachel Zegler didn't take the Snow White role, I think she would have just been fine. Like it's really Snow White that just did that. I feel like that did Rachel Zegler in. She made so many mistakes during interviews, and yeah, it's pretty political. Exactly. And it's just like, I really genuinely think, like, was she going to be outspoken politically anyways? Like, yes, but I think like people were already against her by that point. Like, people already didn't like her by that point. Like, I think that if she just wasn't in Snow White, I think people would have disliked her, but I don't think like the outcry would have been so loud, if that makes sense. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, exactly. Like, because I feel like a lot of it came from before things got political. A lot of things came from that one interview where she's like, "Yeah, like Olive Andrews could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. Yeah, like Snow White gets stalked by like this prince. That's kind of weird. Weird. We know that interview, right? The infamous one, right? Like that was kind of the interview that like really did her in. And like I just think that, and people are all blaming Rachel Zegler, and like is part of it probably Rachel Zegler? Absolutely, do not get me wrong, but like when they are sent out on these like PR tours, they're not just like told go wild, talk about anything and everything, have fun, just promote the movie, bye-bye. Like they have like instructions, and clearly that was apparently the instructions was to trash on the original, but like obviously the people who were giving those instructions, who are actually at fault for giving Rachel Zegler those instructions, were like, are not, they're not being thrown under the bus. Anyways, that all brings me to so I went to watch Lilo and Stitch. I think Disney thought any PR is good PR kind of things, and let it. Yeah, they because I think Songbird, Ballad of Songbird and Snake. God, that's such a goddamn long title. It needs to be shorter. I think she did fine in those interviews. Like, she would have been fine if they had been helpful. If Disney had been helpful. And you kind of get the idea partially that Rachel Zegler thinks she's coming off as this really charismatic, kind of funny, oh shoot, what's her name? What's her name? You think she's coming off like Jennifer? I think she thinks she's coming off like Jennifer Lawrence, a la Hunger Games interviews, 2012 era. But she's not, and that's the really sad part. So she kept going. So she kept doing it. Shit, I didn't have a reference for this shirt. I preloaded everything onto the iPad so that I could so that if I got this on the plane. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, she kept shooting at her foot and then doubling down. Yeah, and again, I will say this again, when it comes to the political stuff, she was going to be doing that anyways. She was already going to be causing that controversy for herself, right? Hold on, we're going to look it up. List of shirts, Animal Crossing, New Horizons. By type, yes. Oh, yeah, we're doing this. So, question, Fanfi Animal Crossing? Answer. So when bring yourself back into the mind of you in February or whatever, when I did the collab with Apples, Mito, Crady, who am I missing? Inkley. And they're giving their answers for who would most likely get called out for not ordering their go-to at Starbucks or whatever, right? So for some of those, I'm making a visual. Somebody answered for the question, what Pokemon would most fit into the world of Animal Crossings? Someone said Fanfi, so I'm hey, we can draw that. I had a vision for that one immediately. So for some of those, I'm drawing. We're gonna go back to this really quickly. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing essentially. I'm up for it. I feel like I don't sketch here that often. So I guess we'll get to see that for the first time, even if it is just a little pocket. And this god-awful neon green color. Anyway, so what I feel like I went on this whole side note about freaking Disney live action remakes. Is it true that they're making a Moana remake? Because like that's insane. One, two. I can make these longer then. Okay, then maybe they're not. I'm actually gonna look it up actually. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there is a live action Moana in development set for release in 2026, which is only 10 years after the original was released. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Hate to be that guy. Hate to be that guy. This train is not stopping here. I thought they were slowing. I don't know. Maybe they were, but I think Lilo and Stitch is giving them faith again. They said, "Oh no, it's just Rachel Zegler, actually." Like, who knows? Like, maybe, like, who's to say? Like, it's always possible that they just, like, cancel it at some point, right? But, like, right now, at least, it's still probably in development. But yeah. Okay, so has anybody here watched the new Lilo and Stitch? I know it just came out Friday, in the US at least. Let Disney spend money on live action, go bankrupt, and the whole world be a better place. No, I didn't, but I have interest in it. Okay, hear me out. If you don't watch the original before it, and you only kind of loosely remember it, you will have a fun time. And you might cry like a baby, because it's still a touching story. I think if you want to ruin the movie for yourself and have a bad time, you watch the movie before. That's my take on it. Because I have not watched the original in a really long time, and I had a fun time with it. You know, like, once you get over the fact that it's like a live action movie, like, I will say they did do Pui dirty. They just made him fruity. But besides that, like, I think it was, and I think it had charm. I think it had humor. And honestly, this part would be true if I was watching the original also. Okay, so if there's interest in watching it in this community, then I will not speak about those opinions I have yet. Because I was watching a review earlier today. And listen, I am not a fan. I am no friend to the live action remakes. Do not get me wrong. Post Cinderella, downhill, okay? I did have a fun time with Beauty and the Beast, but post Cinderella, downhill, right? But if you look at why they had to do that, it makes sense. They just didn't have as much of a budget for the CGI, and it makes sense. But I think it made me feel something. Like, it still made me feel something, and I can't say that for a lot of the Disney live action movies. Is the bar like in hell? Yeah, but like, it's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. Like they made Jumba like the main antagonist, and he is a little bit like cartoonishly evil. Like, don't get me wrong, and I kind of didn't like that, but like, like, don't get me wrong, like, I didn't like how they made him cartoonishly evil. I didn't like how Puigui just was like a fruity man. But like, I don't know, it made me feel something. Like, the Stitch character, right? The character was a little bit different, but like, that's okay. I'm okay with that. They did make some changes in the end, and honestly, people complain. Didn't he dress like a lady on? Yes, he did. Yes, Puigui did. But like, you know, like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Like, the more, in my opinion, the more non-white actors get cast in movies, like, I think that's fine, right? Like, people, I was seeing something like, oh, I can't believe they split Agent Bubbles' character into like 2 people. I'm like, who cares? I don't think that changes the integrity of the movie. Oh, but Agent Bubbles didn't care about Lilo in this one. Again, I don't care. I don't think that, like, really changes the integrity of the movie. Like, they changed it, and I think it's still fine. And I grew up with the original. I have an emotional attachment to, like, the original. It just makes the extra character more forgettable. Not really, because the other characters, so you know how, like, Agent Bubbles in, like, or what's his face in the original, he's like a social worker and also CIA. They just made a character, one character the social worker and one character like the CIA guy. Like, it's a split that like makes sense if you think about it logically. And then the change at the end where they're like, oh, like, I can't believe they changed the ending like this. Like, that's so crazy. Logically, yes, but it's also, this is a movie. I mean, yeah, but also you think about it, this is like more people who get a job though. And like, not just more people, but more people of color get a job. Like I'll take it. Because honestly, I see a reality where like they kept Agent Bubbles one person, and they're like, and there will be criticism because it's a Disney live action. Like, this Disney live action will never be able to win, and I'm like I'm not upset with the fact that Disney live action is like that Disney live. I think Disney live action remake should die. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I think that like this is not the most egregious one that I've seen. I think the most egregious one that I've seen is like probably Aladdin. If I'm being real, it was probably Aladdin. Who actually watches the movie the first time instead of watching about how bad. I don't know, man. I'm somebody, as far as can attest to this, I'm somebody who operates on like facts and logic. Like, I don't know. I find it very frustrating when people present themselves as operating by like using facts and logic, but then are clearly using not facts and logic. Or like they're trying to use facts and logic, and then their emotions like clog everything, if that makes sense. Like, their emotions like make them contradict themselves. Like, just like at that point, like, just like throw out the idea that you're using facts and logic, because objectively at some point you're not. And that's okay. But just don't lie to me like that. Facts and logic, I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, they're saying like, oh, like Disney live actions, they need to be like a thing unto its own. And then they're like, how dare they change this movie? Like, if they're like, oh, if we're gonna make a live action, it should be different from the original. And then it was a, how dare they change this movie? And I'm like, the changes that they made were reasonable given the parameters that they were able to work within. Like, that's my hot take. Like, they didn't change it because they can. Like, they kind of changed Mulan because they can, if that makes sense, right? Like the changes that occurred here were like budgetary restrictions. And I think like, is this the perfect solution? No. But I do think that it's like not the worst solution that we could have gotten by far. Or like people are really bashing the end of the movie. And as somebody who now relates more to Nani being like not Lilo's age anymore, like I think that, again, facts and logic, man, facts and logic. I think that the ending that they went through, like, I don't think it necessarily cheapens the story, if that makes sense. Like, that's just kind of my take on that. My personal take on this: if you're making a live action, don't use that damn animation movie as foundation. Use the original story as foundation. So I was trying hard to one up something that has won awards. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Which is why I do enjoy the live actions that tend to deviate more from the source material, but like in an interesting way. Like Cinderella, 10 out of 10. Mwah, perfect. And then it was kind of just downhill from there. Don't get me wrong. But like, I liked the new parts in the live actions, minus the stupid songs that break all the rules of musical theater. But like, I enjoyed, for example, the little like backstory with the Beast and his mom in Beauty and the Beast. I enjoyed that a little bit. It was teeny, but like not bad. Not could have been worse. Lilo and Stitch, I feel like, is different. Like it is using the animation as a basis, but they cut out. Hold on. They cut out Captain Gantu. They apparently originally wanted to have Gantu in it, but like if you recall in the animated, Gantu is like the main antagonist, right? Which allows Jumba and Pui to be like the comedic side characters. So now that Gantu was like too expensive for the budget to make, they just made Jumba this like evil mad scientist, and Pui is just like the funny little side character, and I'm okay with that. I think if we are going to be living in this hellhole where we are still basing shit off of like the live action basing the live action off of the animated, like I think that that's not a bad solution, honestly, because it does change the story. It changes how things play out, and I like it. Oh, I thought there was I don't know, this review really bothered me. I don't know why. Or again, I'm also somebody who like very much is like pro education, right? I'm very pro education. Like, if you know what you want to do with your life and you're able to get higher education, like, do it, if that makes sense, right? Like, whatever, right? Because I don't know, I think a more better educated society just works a little bit better, if you will, but we're not going to get into that. But I don't know. I think that like the solution that they came to, facing like the more realistic part of like, you know, the whole domestic dispute with Lilo and Stitch, I think they came to like a decent like solution. They're like, oh, it's a happy ending. It cheapens the original story. I'm like, who? I don't know. I think I'm just bothered by. I'm just very bothered by that review. I don't know. And the funny bit is that this random YouTuber has no idea who I am and does not care for my opinion. His video did make me feel something, which is a lot of negative opinions though about his video. Not that it was a bad video, I just didn't like his opinions. It just washes away some of the hidden details of the movie. The movie reward careful viewers. I mean, yeah, but like at the end of the day, I do not think Lilo and Stitch is the most egregious of the live action, and like it really made me feel something. Like, and I know that this like made me. This is also just because like the original makes me feel something. Like, oh man, whenever they sing Aloha Oi in live action and the animated, I start crying like a baby. Like knowing the musical significance behind Aloha Oi is like. It makes me cry like a baby every time. Like, not just because, like, oh, it's a touching scene. It's, like, specifically knowing the historical musical significance makes me bawl like a baby. Like, I was just, like, sniffling, crying in the theater, like, the whole time. I really don't think that Lilo and Stitch gets like the Band-Aid treatment. Like there was a Chekhov's gun that paid off at the end, and I was like, yes, love that. Like again, I do not think this is the worst one that out there. I will die, and I will die on this hill. That person will die in the hill that they change Agent Bubbles into like 2 characters, and I will die on this hill. And I fear that I will be dying on this hill alone. And I just don't think the changes were that egregious. Like it's not really a musical. Like, I will die with the language barrier conversation. I don't know. Again, I just like don't think that the changes were that egregious or that it changed it like for the worse. Like, because listen, I just like have not heard an argument specifically for like the Lilo and Stitch live action that is based in like logic, if that makes sense. Like, or opinion backed by fact that doesn't conflict with each other, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that you can't have conflicting opinions. I'm just saying that I have not seen like one. It's like I don't know. I just haven't seen an argument that I'm willing to say, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like this is actually I went out to dinner yesterday with a friend, and we were ironically kind of talking about the same thing, but not in like a live action context, more in a political context, and I'm not going to get into it. But like, I am as established yesterday, I am absolutely somebody who lives in like realism, if that makes sense. I would like to say the movie's aliens are good, but also obliterated the budget. I mean, yeah, they just like didn't have the same amount of budget for like say the fucking Lion King. Like again, they just didn't have the same budget as the fucking Lion King. Like it's whatever. And also, Jumbo looks terrifying in the live action, and I'm not upset about that because given that he does have like more of a villain like role, I think it works that he just looks kind of bad in the bad and terrifying in the live action. Like I think it just works. The movie was running on fumes after. I really don't think so. I think Kid Lilo did a really good job. I'll be real. There were some scenes where I was like, ooh, they didn't give the actors clear direction with the CGI. Ooh. But I thought it was funny. I thought it was good. It itched all the right places. It was not the worst thing that I've sat myself in the theater for. And again, keep in mind, I am anti Lilo. I'm anti live action remake. I think it would be better if this remake didn't happen and Disney chose to make new IPs that were actually good. However, that's not the reality that we live in. Like, there's kind of no point in talking about, oh, they shouldn't have made this because it's already done. Like, they already made this. Like sitting here and complaining, oh, they never should have made this is not, like, realistically speaking, it's like not really going to do anything. But like, oh, what gets the worst thing that I've sat myself in the theater for? If I'm being real, probably the Lion King live action. That one was pretty bad. That one like made me upset after I watched it. No, actually, I think one of the worst things I sat myself in the theater for, and this was also against my will. So, flashback to 2013. I'm 13. I'm about to go on my first cruise with my wushu team. I don't know why we did this trip. I'll be real. So my mom sees in the theater, oh my god, Life of Pi, that's critically acclaimed. You know, it's getting such good reviews. I'm going to take my 13-year-old daughter and 10-year-old daughter who are about to go on a cruise in less than a week to go see Life of Pi with our good friends who are the same age as my kids, if not a year or two younger. If you don't know Life of Pi, within like the first I want to say 10 minutes, the boat capsizes, everybody drowns except for allegedly a few survivors who then resort to cannibalism. But the thing is that they're represented as animals because this entire story is being told from like the sole survivor. And like to Psyche so like there are two options, right? Because like, you know, his family was like, you know, like moving a zoo across the ocean or whatever. So either these were real ass animals or they were like actual people that he hallucinated to be animals to protect his psyche because he was a lone survivor, i.e. he ate everybody. Life of Pi? My sister's in the hallway, I'm describing this and she yells Life of Pi. No, I was describing what I think is maybe the worst movie I've watched in theaters. Yeah. My sister also agrees that Life of Pi is the worst thing that she has also set herself in for a theater for. Hey, how would you say you felt after you watched Life of Pi? Awful. Did you think that you were going to drown on the cruise after? Probably. I just remember being scarred for life. I mean, we are. That's why we don't let Mom pick the movies anymore. So, my sister says, and I don't know if you could hear my sister's responses, but she said that she felt awful and scarred for life after watching the movies, and that she also like probably all I'm saying is that if like the boat were to go down, I'm pretty sure my sister and I like our brains would have gone straight to this movie that we had seen like less than a week ago. Hold up. And now to this day, my mom would be like, hey guys, there's this great movie. And my sister and I immediately go, Life of Pi. And my mom was like, okay, like that was a mistake. That was a one-time mistake. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. No, it was pretty bad. Like, I would say my sister and I, we hold this memory pretty close to our hearts. We hold this memory pretty close to our hearts. So, like, the thing is, so, like, my mom's like, oh, we should watch Only Murders in the Building. And I'm like, I don't know, Mom. Like, Mom does, like, it was, like, a one-time thing. It was just, like, so bad. I remember just, like, having nightmares about, like, drowning repeatedly. Oh, no. I actually do want to see this clip. actually so funny. I'm crying. I can't believe the mic picked her up. That's so funny. No, but like, I cannot tell you how terrifying that one is. Oh, man. But yeah, no, my mom would be like, oh, like, let's watch Only Murders in the Building. And I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Like, you have a really bad track record. And my mom would be like, that was only one movie. And yet, like, here we are. And the thing is, like, wild thing is that this happened, like, over 10 years ago. Like, and, like, you know, my sister and I are absolutely... I'm absolutely petty, don't get me wrong, but this is, like, not, like, a petty thing. I feel like it's just, like, a reaction out of, like, watching such a scarring movie, you know? No, and I remember getting out of it and, like, being like, oh, because, you know, at first, you know, the movie opens, if I recall correctly, and again, I have not seen this movie again since. I'm going off of memories from 10 plus years ago. So the movie opens with, like, some dude trying to tell this story, or someone's, like, asking him a question, right? So, like, and then the rest of the movie is him telling the story, right? It's like a flashback, right? And, like, you know, it's whatever. Bro survives eventually, and it's, like, him and this tiger, right? On this boat. And the tiger, you know, eats and murders everybody, right? And, like, at the end of the movie, you know, there is the dude who's asking this dude to, like, tell, like, this survivor to, like follow-up questions, essentially. I remember bro was like, oh, so, like, were they actual animals, or, like, were they, like, the other survivors? Like, what is it? And, like, the dude's like, I don't know, who's to say? But it's like, and it's, like, pretty strongly implied that, like, the survivor was the tiger, and that it was just his brain protecting himself. Like, that's like pretty dark for 13 and less than 13. I'm pretty sure the youngest child in that group was, like, 9, if not 8. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It was a terrifying experience. Dark, but also interesting. Don't get me wrong. I think if I watched this, you know, when I was A, older, B, not about to go onto a cruise, I think I would have been fine. But, like, you know, I watched this when I was 13 and my sister was, like, 10. And we were going on a cruise in a couple of days. Like, huh? You know what I mean? Oh, God, I remember just being terrifying. Like, the number of, like, like, anxiety-driven dreams I got, like, afterwards, wild. Like, insane. We're gonna test some colors real quick. CLDR, parents should read the description and stuff. And the thing is, like, my mom absolutely did that afterwards, because, like, we would, like, not let her forget the blunder that she had made. Fuck, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up. Like Made in Abyss, huh? There we go. Okay, here's the text. Here's the test DX. Oh no, I'm a little bit afraid. I'll be real. And I'm crying like a baby coming home from the bar. Go watch Made in Abyss. I'm gonna look it up. But I don't know. Again, I to give my mom some grace. Like, fuck. Come on, man. Did I lose it? Oh no, I didn't. To give my mother some grace though. Like, it was like, I don't know. It was like 2013. Like, at the time, you know, if the news said it was like a good movie, right? It was probably like fine. I don't know. I feel like internet landscape right now is like still like pretty different than like pretty different than what it was like, you know, like back in 2013. Maybe I'm wrong. But like, I don't know. Also, like, I don't know. I was 13. I thought my mom was not going to be showing me a movie that would scar me for life. And I remember when we were watching this, I went to the bathroom in the middle of it because I was like, I'm not enjoying this and I have to pee. Like we're so not doing this, you know? So I went to the bathroom. I come back and I was like, you know, out of morbid curiosity, what did I miss? My friend's mom leans over to me and she whispers, he landed on an island, thought it was like, oh, I'll get into that. He landed on an island and he thought it was like, you know, like safe, and it ended up being like a cannibalistic island. And I'm like, what the fuck did I miss? I missed all of that. That's apparently purple. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know. As for the screaming that's in the background, that is my sister playing with Luna. She, like, my sister also needs to, like, get her energy out also. And so she just, like, I don't know. I get the feeling that she's, like, on summer vacation now, and she's, like, kind of chilling before her class starts. Actually, I don't know if she's taking a class this summer. No, I don't think she is. Never mind. What am I saying? Anyways, so she's just kind of like chilling. So she hasn't really done too much today, if I'm correct. So she's been she's playing with the dog now, and like my sister is like this dog's best friend. Luna believes that my sister is an equal dog best friend. Yeah. I don't know, man. But I think back to our conversation about live action Disney, I think the worst movie. Okay, so what is the worst movie that you guys have watched? That's my question. I'm going to turn the question back to you. What is the worst movie that you guys have watched in theaters? And it doesn't have to be Life of Pi scarring, it just has to be the worst one you've ever seen. None? Oh, come on, Nancy. Your parents didn't drag you to a movie and then you said, I hate this shit and this is also the worst thing I've ever seen and also I'm scarred for life and also I'm going to protest every time you pick a movie or TV show for us to watch? By Yarhar the prequel. How was that? Because I tried watching it like a couple weekends ago and I couldn't get the da brada song. I couldn't get past that song because I was too bored. And if anything, I'll be real, I skipped to that song. Absolutely terrible. Should not have existed. I agree. Or I think the part that was like confusing to me is that like I don't think the idea of like ever going to be in this creatively bankrupt state. I think the idea of like a prequel, it's a step up from a remake, you know what I mean? But like it was the way they kept on, I think that they kept on cutting back and forth between like Timon and Pumbaa that like really did it in. That made it like a bad movie worse. Like because I think if they just focus all their effort on like the prequel part of the prequel, it would have been like still bad, but like I think people would have like more nuanced complaints. Jack and Jill. I don't think I remember hearing about that one, but I do not have any personal experiences with that one. I'll be real. Hold on. I just told my sister that that my sister was like by my room, so I just told her that like that y'all heard her scream "Life of Pi." Movie 43 also sucks. Damn, listen, she's just trying to hype the dog up because the dog will sometimes just be like, I need to get my energy out, but also like I'm lazy. I don't want to move from this chair. So she like really has to like hype up the dog. get the dog excited for some good old tomfoolery, you know what I mean? So me, I see. like I really like I don't know. I remember like what there was like one day. Oh, was it over winter break or was it like last summer? I can't remember. But my sister's like she gets like okay. My sister has famously always gotten quite bored quite easily like as a kid. She's like better about like not getting like bored like so quickly now. But like when she was a kid, like somebody would absolutely have to entertain her. Like I remember my mom and my dad would kind of like negotiate who got to sit next to me on the plane because the other one would be busy entertaining my sister. You should tell them about Hangman. Yeah, I was about to. So my sister's like, "Oh, you need to tell them about Hangman," and I'm like, "That's exactly the story I'm telling right now." Okay, but like, there was we were flying. I think we were flying either from New York back home to the other side of the country, or it was DC back home to the other side of the country. Either way, our flight got delayed on the ground. So like we were just like waiting in the line for like a really long time. I don't remember what the problem was, but like I was like chilling. Thanks for Head Pass Bach. And my mom had gotten this like Hangman like whiteboard game or whatever for like explicitly for entertaining my sister. And my mom was sitting next to my sister on that flight. And like I think it was like 4 hours that we were just like stuck on that plane, like not taking off. And like for 4 hours, my sister made my mom play I was gonna say Minecraft, play Hangman. Famously so. So these days, you know, as an adult, my sister doesn't get like bored immediately like that anymore. But like, and she is able to entertain herself like on a plane now. But like, there will be times where she just gets like bored and needs to like we say let her energy out in the same way that the dog needs to let her energy out. So sometimes she will like Luna will be like in a restful state and tired, and Luna and my sister will like just go over to rile up the dog. It's very funny. But yeah, since my sister is home, um, fortunately, unfortunately, you will be hearing her screaming in the background around this time because that's just what happens. Also, I will say it's very fun for me to like find out. Like, I don't know. Okay, so like I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were saying like, "Oh yeah, I only know like a little bit of Korean," and they said like it was like really weird. They were like quoting like the lyrics of Gundam Style at me, but like not like lyrics, but just like the in and token yoja part, and I'm like, I remember they told me this, and I think it took me a second to figure out what they were talking about. Oh, I understand what's happening. My keyboard is rocking up against the F7 key. It was funny at least, because like in the car on my way to like, get lunch, like a few days later, my brain was just like Dasodo na Sado and Eden token Yota. And I'm like, I know exactly the person who got me thinking about the song. I know exactly who this is. I know who to point the finger at. Listen, at least it was funny. It could have been not funny. I think when I was drawing that outline, I fundamentally misunderstood what was the collar and what was not the collar. Oh, thanks for the lurk, entity. Thanks for hanging out with me. Enjoy your lurk. Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay, hear me out. Just because I'm getting a little bit tired and I'm kind of hungry because I chose to take a nap instead of feeding myself before stream. So I think once we get the base colors down, probably gonna end stream. I know it's like a shorter stream. But like I like yapping with y'all, and this is like kind of like an excuse to just basically yap mostly and not do a lot of art. But I still got some stuff done. I just kind of want to like, I'll be real. I want to turn on like New Girl and then like be silent and work on this. And like, if you're wondering, oh, where are the art streams? Why haven't you done any art streams? It says you sometimes do art streams and you never do them. It's because I like to turn on New Girl or like YouTube or stream or something, and then like, oh, hi Nova. What do you mean you just experienced pain? Were you? Hold on. What do you mean you experienced pain? What's up, Nova? Was it Minecraft server or was this like Overwatch or something? Wi-Fi and phone servers went for 3 hours and you're playing Minecraft and died. No! Wait, isn't that what happened the other day? Or like the other night, or like a couple nights ago, or some shit like that. How about the other day? Oh, damn, yeah. Bro, I feel you. That happened to me last Thursday. And that's why I didn't stream last Thursday. How's your dirt house coming along, man? I'm excited to take a look at it next time I'm in the server. no service or Wi-Fi. No, that's rough. There's like a lot more limited things that you can do. Unfortunately, like we just live in the age of the internet where like literally like if you can't like I feel like most people are not paying for cable anymore. You know what I mean? Dirt House is struggling, man. Not the Dirt House struggling. I'll be real. I have like mostly like in this server, I have literally just been in the Nether mining for Netherite, essentially. Like that's how I've been like spending. Whenever you see me in the server, if I'm not bothering somebody, that's explicitly what I'm doing. Or I'm gathering more iron because I used like a full stack on simply mining in the Nether. But yeah, I'm determined to get that last backpack upgrade, even if it kills me. And I want to make 2 because because once we unlock the end, I might want to try to farm for a dragon's head. Simply, I made an iron farm. I feel like I should probably make an iron farm with the rate with which I'm going through iron. It's either that or I need to like get like actual like. Oh, I can't. I don't know how this song is on this playlist, but we're skipping it. Anyways. But yeah, no, I feel like I should absolutely be making an iron farm, given that it's super easy to need a villager near flat ground and a few bits of wood. Oh, shit. Again, I am so not a farm person, but like the amount of like iron that I'm going through trying to just like get any amount of like netherite is like wild. And like as somebody who likes to like adventure a little bit more than I'd like to build, I have like I was like lurking in Snake stream last night, and they were like, "Oh yeah, well we're gonna need hella quartz for this thing," and I really don't. I'm just like, "Oh, we'll see if we can pillage it from like one of the villagers, villages, and if not, then I guess we'll have to make our way to another Nether." And they like clearly did not. Neither Devi nor Snake wanted to go to the Nether. Really, it was pretty clear. So I was like, "Oh, like I'll just." Do it. Like I'm already here, and I don't need more quartz, so like, I can just like mine quartz for you guys. So I volunteered myself to gather hella quartz for Snake and Devi, but I'm not really sure how many they need. They said 2 stacks, but I don't know if that means like 2 stacks of like the quartz or 2 stacks of quartz block, because those are 2 different requirements. One significantly larger than the other, I would even dare say. But I'm glad to hear that your service and Wi-Fi seems to be back, or at least your service is back. No, but I don't know. So, to be exact, 1 boat, 2 slabs, 3 trapdoors, 6 torches, and 6 beds. To upgrade it a bit, hopper, chest, 4 signs, a fence gate, lava bucket. Interesting. So your flatmate is building your IRL house and needs so much quartz for the white walls. That's wild. But damn, so your flatmate's like building like a house, like a house, a home that someone can live in house. That's insane. Your Wi-Fi is back. Yeah. You can Minecraft brain rot. You can Minecraft brain rot. Anyways. Yep, blasting stairs on the roof. Ooh, nice. Nice. I feel like personally I am Man, I've been like trying to find like build ideas for Minecraft. Sorry, my brain goes back to Minecraft every time. But like legitimately, like I don't know. I've come up with nothing. But I am excited for this Thursday Minecraft stream because I have unlocked a huge power of the mods TM, and that's the furniture mod. Oh whoops. Say or me figure out know what to do. It's okay. But you and I can be like semi-nomadic people. We could just be the semi-nomadic faction that just has one house. Tried looking and nothing looked good. Tried. It's okay. I do appreciate that you spent like literally any time on it. Like, it is what it is. I do want to try to build. So there is like this like big ass volcano nearby, relatively speaking, that I do want to try to like build a hot springs on because I think that'd be fun. But like, and so I gotta look at like hot springs videos. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just like, sorry, big concentrate. You need more trees from hell. I want one tree from hell. I want 2 trees from hell. I want 2 trees from hell. I want 2 trees from hell. Oh yeah, so no, but you remember the chest of abominations that I showed you? Like that's what I found instead of like 1 tree. That's what I found. That I was trying to find hell trees. I was trying to find hell bark. I found abominations of nature instead. Do you know how like it was just so upsetting. I'm terrified to go to the Nether because of that. Honestly, it's not that bad. I feel like if you maybe went with like other people, maybe like larger group of people, because I know you tried going with Leo, and then y'all were both like, "I'm out. This is ass." I don't know if we'll keep it this yellow, but like, maybe we'll make it a paler yellow. I think this paler yellow actually might work. Actually, we'll see. We'll see with how the blue interacts with it. Actually, never mind. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I wasted my time like that. I don't know why I wasted any of our times like that with that. Where's this one? How silly of me. We'll play around with it. How does that sound? But yeah. I think the thing I'm not looking forward to is doing the freaking eye. That's going to require brain power, and I kind of don't. I'm not in the mood to put in any brain power. Luckily, we're not doing like any degree of rendering. We're just doing the flat color, but you know. I'm gonna need to pull up a reference for like another villager though. just to look at how like the shadows look like for the stand. Oh my god! Hello? No. Oh my god, that was... Huh? Hello? Everything is falling apart. What happened? Why did it do that? Okay, we're gonna lift this up gently. Yes, yes, Pog. Are we like what happened? Hello? Hi? Okay, flip you back this way. What dropped? This dropped. Amongst like literally everything else that was on here. Pog, give me the hottest second. I need better cable management. Oh my god, everything fell. Literally everything fell. Everything fell. Everything fell and then one thing broke, but it's like not that big of a deal. I wonder where that thing went. Found it. Okay, that was weird. That was weird. Okay, I am okay. So my monitor stand is like on like I don't know what happened. Like I don't think I wasn't really pushing anything back. Like it just like everything just kind of like the back leg, one of the back legs just like fell off of the desk. So it tipped and everything fell over. This catastrophe takes second place after. No, nothing can top the Inkley chair thing. Nothing can top the Inkley chair thing. Like, I think this is like maybe like third, fourth in comparison to the Inkley chair thing. Like, but that was insane. Like, I don't even know what happened. That would be so for real. I don't know. I'm gonna move my phone here, I guess. Maybe it was my phone stand that like pushed everything backwards and everything just went to hell. I don't know. Okay, so that means I get to like angle myself to you guys. Haha. Anyways. That was insane. What were we even talking about before? What were we even saying? Okay, so the clip command still makes double for unknown reasons. No, I don't know why. I'll look into it. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying. Man. Oh, Nova already knows this, but I found, guys, great news. I probably won't be able to stream it because it's copyright, but great news, guys. Fortnite has come out with is about to come out with a Sabrina Carpenter mode, so to speak. And also, what was it? It was bedcam. It was a bedcam emote, but like I don't really care about the emote. But the big important part The big important part is that there's going to be a game mode. And you have the chance to take a picture with Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Carpenter with a W. What the fuck even is that mode? I don't know, but I will be playing it. Don't get me wrong. Man, I'm gonna get clowned on this for saying this. We will get that selfie DS? Yes, we will. But like, okay, I know I'm gonna get clowned on for saying this. However, I feel like pre-Fortnite, I was like kind of like neutral on Sabrina Carpenter, and then Fortnite made me like strongly pro Sabrina Carpenter. Forever second. Listen, okay, so Inkley had a 24-hour stream over the weekend. And you know what? We got number one. We broke the curse. We got number one. We won. Period. Full stop. And I was on the team. Huge. And dare I even say, I was sweating a little bit. I was. There's actually proof. Nova, tell Mr. Pally. I'm kidding. It's true though. It happened. It was like a mod thing during the 24-hour stream. We won. I mean, my first 2 rounds, we like lost kind of very sadly. Wait, what am I telling my mom what's into the room? That I was a part of the team that won when Inkley did 24-hour stream and played Fortnite and yeah, see, Nova was there. Nova knows. They know. Right window. Yeah! Bro, we were sweating so hard. Mods, ban this guy. The thing is that like with the Star Wars season, like I really don't know what the strat is because like when like the Fortnite game was coming up like with the strats, like that's when I was like doing the bulk of my traveling. And that's when Nova became a Fortnite guy also, which is super awesome. But yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Fortnite season. I don't know why they added new shit. They always add new shit. Like to the seasons. And I know like that game I clowned on the purple lightsaber for the pull instead of like being the rocks or the thing I thought it was going to be. But like actually that ended up coming in like kind of clutch. I stalled for some time while some guys were climbing up, and then they're trying to climb up, and that was positioned such that they would have to go a long way around to climb up said mountain. It was great. It was a highlight even. I know they had new shit. No, exactly. Me too. I didn't know until like I was like at the airport, like watching you guys like play. I don't know. Maybe I know you were there for one of my flights, but I think the second flight it was just Entity and Leo. But I was off my game during English stream because of all the new weapons they added. Yeah, I mean like same. I also just like didn't know what the strat was. And like I'll be real, I don't think for like the thermal sniper, I don't think I like the like how zoomed in it is. It's very like disorienting. It's like kind of like I don't know. I guess I have opinions on it. I don't know if like Ivory's still like lurking, but like I know that they started. I found out recently that they also play Fortnite, and I want to know what their opinions are because I think like I was like in their stream like I think last week when they were streaming Fortnite, and now I was like, oh my god, like Spider-Man meme, like you play, huh? And then I was like, oh, like how do you feel about like the new content, the Star Wars content? And they were like, this is my first game, and I was like, oh, and I don't believe I asked again. I forgot. Slash, I had to do other stuff too, but whatever. Oh, this song makes me think about how this has been like maybe like the longest 6 months of like in recent history. For multiple reasons. One of those reasons is that I am excited to see Wicked Part 2. Let's talk about Wicked. I don't know. I'm really excited for Wicked Part 2. I'll be real. Like, do I think that Jeff Goldblum is going to fuck up Wonderful? Yes. And am I going to be really sad about that? Yes, because Wonderful is a fun song. It is wacky and a fun song. But I do think Jeff Goldblum's going to fuck it up. I'll be real. I think he's going to I think he's going to mess up Wonderful. Jeff is wacky. I agree, but he really like phoned in his performance of the wizard. Like I remember like back in November after I watched it and my university roommate watched it and we were like doing our weekly call, and they were like, oh yeah, I liked it. I thought Jeff Goldblum did a great job. The wizard's just like an old dude. And I'm like, no, he's an old dude who's also wacky and also a fascist. Like, he's not just some old dude. And like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just excited to see. Wait, he's a fascist? Yeah. I hate to break it to you. But I don't know. The wizard's supposed to be like this like wacky fascist con artist. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, in the first like, wait, no, Mr. Powell, did you not know? Wait, was that like a genuine ass question that? Was that a genuine question? Like the Wizard of like Oz does live in a fascist regime, like. Like, okay, I didn't know, only saw it once. Okay. Yeah, no, it is a fascist regime. Like, Wicked is a highly political movie. Like, there are lots of jokes that were meant to, like, in the movie, sorry, not in the movie, in the musical that were supposed to, like, poke fun at, like, what was in 2003, like, modern politics. Modern American politics, rather. Obviously, like, I think a lot of those political, like, specific political comments or, like jabs, kind of are lost as time moves on and more, different politics become relevant and, like, Wicked happens overseas now too. Some of the political nuance obviously gets a little bit like, in terms of the little like inside jokes, jab, haha. Remember that thing that happened in real life? Like, gets a little bit lost in like the UK, for example, for like obvious reasons. But like, it's still a pretty political show, I would say. But yeah, no, I'm excited to see Wicked Part 2 for sure. so many questions. Like, how are they gonna make it like longer for one? Like, Wicked Part 1, in my opinion, is like I said this. I will die in this hill, and I'm not dying alone on this hill this time. Because unfortunately, I share the common opinion on this one. But like, I think that like. Hold on. Sorry, my friend mentioned something that makes me question a lot of things right now. Lost in the maze, now I'm insane. What's this? Monetization. Okay, I don't know because it says it's working on my end, so I'm just gonna foolishly trust in Twitch. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week, but last Wednesday I had the most life-changing French onion soup. I find myself craving such French onion soup right this second. And then, like, oh, yesterday, I wouldn't call it, like, life-changing per se, but I had some pretty good swammatan, which is just, like, hot and sour soup. But, oh, man, it was quite good. Like, it makes me so sad that, like, soup does not make for good takeout. LOL, so you can separate. No, we're so not going there. I already had to deal with it in the office like every day except for Friday because I'm taking those. I'm doing Fridays remotely. I can't. Did I not clean up this one? I think I didn't clean up this one. Okay, here's a question for you guys because I found myself thinking about this on my way to work when I was like walking out the door. However, so you have the ability to go back in time one time. However, you can only go back in time max like however like for like the you can only go back in time for as however old you are. For example, if you're 25, the max you can go back is 25 years, right? So how far back would you go with that limitation, right? So we're like, for the most part, we are not, and you're going fully back in time. If you're going back to like, if you're 25 and going back to age 25, you are a newborn again. But with all the cognitive abilities of like a 25-year-old just stuck in a newborn body. So there is like a caveat to like going fully back in time. But like, memory's still intact. Memory's still intact. But again, there's drawbacks, right? If you go back to when you were 5, you'll remember what it's like to be 25. But like, you're still 5, if that makes sense. Like, you have the motor skills of a 5-year-old, but the cognitive abilities of a 25-year-old. What's better than 24? What do you mean? Because for me, I think I'd probably go back to like Mm. Again, I was thinking about this today. I, as a kid, I really wasn't allowed to watch SpongeBob. I know. I watched a little bit of SpongeBob when I got like older, but like, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I would go back to like 2018. Right amount of like independence, but like you're not like an adult yet. The most you have to worry about was like school. I still had like a good few years until I became a working adult. When did Bitcoin become a thing? Wasn't that like, I don't know, but you would go back to when Bitcoin was first a thing, go back and invest. But again, remember, right? I guess it depends on how old you are, right? Because if you're like in your 20s right now, you wouldn't really be able to like realistically invest when Bitcoin was a thing. Are you enjoying Minecraft? Are you gonna go into Minecraft? Enjoy Minecraft, Nova. Ugh, sorry. These blisters that I rubbed onto my feet like 2 weeks ago are now like biting me in the ass again. I need the last 3 hours of my life back. So you would go back 3 hours. But again, that wouldn't go back. That wouldn't like fundamentally change the fact that like, you know, you lost your Wi-Fi for 3 hours, unfortunately. But yeah, I would go back to 2018. I don't know. There were lots of things that happened that I have questions about, like what if they went a different way? I have lots of questions. If I wasn't based into the outage, I would have actually gone insane. At least it has something to do. At least it has something to occupy your time with. It wasn't just like you're just waiting for the Wi-Fi to come back on. But yeah, no. For me, I definitely have questions. I have questions. I have a lot of questions. um. But yeah, I don't know. Also, it's like I don't know. I know like what the stakes are, you know, like now, right? So like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know like what I would do per se. Cuz I think fundamentally I wouldn't like change a lot of things. I maybe would have just said some things and not said some other things, if that makes sense, but pretty low stakes. And like, you know, like, maybe not done one or two things. Because again, I would have the mindset of a working, boring ass adult in like the body of like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old. That's like huge. Do you know how chaotic you could be? Because like realistically speaking, for the most part, when you're 18, 19, the stakes are pretty low. You can be like just like a chaos. You can be chaotic evil. You can be chaotic good. Like that's like so fun. I was bouncier at 18. I remember my first year of university, I arrived at one of the dance practices, and some upperclassman comes up to me and they're like, hey, yeah, I haven't seen you around on campus a lot. Like, you... People got mad when I asked for IDs. Oh, bouncer. God, shit. Bouncer. My ass is not reading. People get mad when I... Yeah, that's interesting. I still get asked for my ID, man, to, like, do anything. I have a real baby face. When I, like, okay, so for me, I went in 2019, I went to go see Parasite, the, like, Korean movie. Once it was, like, in America, when it started showing in theaters in America. And I went with my Korean class. Because we were all in Korea when the movie was, like, out in Korea. So we were like, oh my God, like, we gotta go see it. We will go get Korean barbecue. We'll make a whole ass outing out of it, you know? So we did. And then, like, we were, like, a whole group of, there was a whole group of us. And, like, I was the only one to get ID'd at the movies to see an R-rated film as, like, a 20-year-old. Like, and the thing is, there were other people in the group who were also babyface. And the person who sold my tickets also, like, sold the person in the group who also has an equally babyface, if not a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay. Why is it just me? And all my friends made fun of me for it. But yeah, I mean, like, I still, like, regularly get, like, carded at, like, restaurants if I'm, like the one time I'm, like, not the designated driver. But, like, that one makes sense. That one I'm not as mad about. I'm really mad about the movie theater one. I'm really mad about the movie theater one, I'll be real. Well, like, not mad, right? This is, like, 2019. It was, like, a long time ago. But, like, whatever. I've done that ID just as soon as they're good of a young. Like, I don't know, man. Oh, do you know one experience that really pisses me off with ID? So I was 21. Maybe I was, like, 22, but, like, freshly 22. Either way, I, like, didn't get my license flipped because, like, in the state that I live in, you do not have to get your license flipped. Like, if you are 21 plus and you have, like, a non-flipped license, like, that's still a valid license. Like, you don't have to get it flipped. So my mom tells me to go, it's a Christmas Eve, day before Christmas Eve or some shit. She says, okay, we're going to your cousin's house. Go pick out this specific bottle of wine. It's expensive. Here is the money for it. I'm 22 and I look young. No 22-year-old is buying this bottle of wine. No 22-year-old is buying this bottle of wine. So I get to the checkout line, and they're like, okay, Pog, let me see your ID. And I said, okay, that makes sense. That's reasonable. I didn't just turn 21, but, you know, 22 was, like, pretty close to 21. So here's my ID, sir. And he kind of looked at it for a really long time, called the manager over. The manager looked at it for a long time. And then he was just like, I'm sorry, we can't actually legally sell you this bottle of wine. And the thing is, so this is, like, the state that I live in. Like, I am not giving them a fake ID from my own goddamn state. Like, I'm giving them a California license and, like, in California kind of a situation. You know what I mean? Like, they know what I don't live in California, but, like, they know what a California, like, license looks like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not giving them, like, I'm not, like, in, like, Iowa and giving them a Hawaii license. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. And they're like, and the thing is, with legitimate license, you can just take a black light and it does the thing. You know what I mean? So, like, whatever, man. So they're like, yeah, we can't, like, legally sell you this bottle of wine because, like, you legally need to get this flipped 1 year after your birthday. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fight you right now, lady. I'm not. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's not been that long after my birthday. Like, can you just sell me the wine? Like, I don't think, you know what I mean? They're like, no. They're like, get out. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. Sorry, mom. Like, I tried. I tried. And so I got into the car. I am pissed because I don't want. My mom was stressed. I like didn't want like my mom to like be like, "Hi, why didn't you get the bottle of wine? And then you should have gone somewhere else or whatever, right?" So I spent my time in this car looking up laws. There was no such law. Maybe it's a stupid store policy, but you know what I think? What happened? The idiot worker thought that I was giving him a fake license, like, that wasn't flipped. Like, I'm sorry. First of all, if I'm going to give you a fake license, one, it's going to be flipped. Two, it's going to be, like, not... Two, I'm not going to give a California, like, someone who works, like, in, like an alcohol store in California, a fake California license, license, driver's license. Like, whatever, okay? Like, I don't know. I also really didn't like how that worker like talks to me. Like, I thought they were very rude and like condescending, and like and definitely was like they definitely thought that my license was like fake. I don't know, but they were like citing it like a specific. They were trying to cite, oh, what does flipped mean? Okay, so in the U.S., at least in my state. But I think in the U.S. general. So there's two types of license, right? When you first get your license at like 16 or / under 21, your license will look something like this. Here's your picture. Here's all your information. Blah, blah, blah. Right? When you turn 21, you can get your license flipped to the more standard. Here's my information. Blah, 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 blah. So this is what I had from like 16 to like 21 until expire. So they were saying that I needed to have this one legally for them to sell me the alcohol, this really expensive bottle of wine that no respecting person in their early 20s would buy. This one, which like, and I had this one. So like, again, if I were trying to illegally buy alcohol, I would not be giving them the flipped ID that is primarily used by people under 21. I also wouldn't be doing it in the same state that the license has been like given out in. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's so stupid. And this happened like so many years ago, but I'm still mad about it because it happened to my sister too. We both just have baby faces. And like now I like refuse to shop there. My mom be like, oh, buy this wine there. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go out of my way to go somewhere else. I hate those people there. And the thing is, so there's this, it's like a brand, right? Because they're like, oh, because I don't know why they cited a law. I don't know why they cited a law. I really don't. Because that law does not exist. Let me tell you right now, that law is a lie. Somebody lied to multiple people. You know what I mean? Or she just lied to me and just didn't want to tell me that she thought that was a fake. And didn't want to get like a fucking black light out. Whatever. Like, whatever. But like, I went to that brand because, like, you know, you could think, oh, well, maybe it's like a store policy thing. Maybe it's like a company policy thing. In which case, that's a stupid company policy, but at least it's not a law. You know what I mean? So we go to this brand, the same brand in Texas, because they had them in Texas too. My friend who had an unflipped license, I got a flipped license so that I can do basically errands for my mother. And so my friend still had her pre-flipped license. I don't know if she still has it now, but at the time she had her pre-flipped license. And I was like, we were buying soju at this alcohol store, this alcohol brand store, whatever. And I'm like, hey, we will Venmo you the money. Obviously, we're all splitting this here. But would they ask for your ID? Can you give them your ID? I just want to see if that woman was just using the word law in place of like company policy. That woman was simply lying to me, I would find out. Because it definitely wasn't store policy. And I know that the sample size of 2 is like pretty small, but like I hate that. I hate that alcohol store. Anyways, I hope you enjoy my little visual demonstration of yep, just like large. Yeah, and I'm just like, if I had the time, like I still to this day, I'm like, this law doesn't exist. I hate that woman. It was also just like, you know, stingy white woman energy, which is like not pleasant, you know? And I'm just like, man, like I'm not even going to be enjoying this one. This wine's not for me. This wine's not for my friends. This wine is for my cousins who are 10 years plus older than me. Use your time travel ability to that moment and stand your ground. No, see, the thing is, right? If I go back to 2018, that I will be reliving that experience because maybe I didn't say this part. Like part of the time travel is that you can't like jump forward back again. Like you were stuck back in time at like however far back you go, and then time goes on again naturally. It's like a new timeline. And the thing is, no matter what timeline, my mom is asking me to buy that bottle of wine. Absolutely. Anyways, let's go back to chatting. Let's go back to yapping because we finished our guys hand. Woo! And by finished, I mean the base colors are on. Woo! Go Canada, yo. Alrighty. Shall we raid somebody? Because I'm getting tired and I'm getting a little bit hangry, if you can't tell by my aggressive storytelling about this one time I got really irritated. All right, whomst shall we raid?